Well, the elections are over. The next government would be formed very shortly. As usual, industries are now again looking back to the new government. There are high expectations with this new government. So, to talk more, we have the Goa Industries Association President, uh, Damodar Kochkar ji. So, we'll be asking him certain specific issues that the industries are facing. Though he has already announced many times about the issues, but whether the issues are still relevant and whether the solution to those issues are expected. So let's hear what he has to say. Damodar ji, welcome to the
Yeah,
channel.
thank you for talking to me.
Damodar ji, first and foremost, when this new government was formed, what was your first feeling?
Actually, I was expecting the same government to come, but I didn't expect the full majority kind of thing. But I was in an impression that the BJP government will form a government. But I am happy that they got a majority, at least 20 people. So now they can't give us excuses, because we are a scattered employee, so we have to accommodate this person and that. So that is why I feel that whatever demands or whatever improvements we have been asking all this while, this is a time they are capable and they should do it and implement it boldly for the betterment of state.
A year ago I had interviewed you. Same situation was there.
Yeah.
So whether the situation remains the same or something has changed.
No, there are a lot of improvements. I don't say the situation has not changed. Specifically, I would like to say that electricity, connectivity, and supply has improved drastically. I would like to give credit to Nilesh Bab for that, because in Verna we were suffering, having so much issues, and special line has been drawn, and the power connection has improved like anything. So we are happy with as far as that part is concerned. Our main teething issues are basically we have issues with GIDC, because there are 23 industrial estates in the state, and almost maximum business means industries are run in the industrial estate. So we have naturally have to deal with them, and I had a demand like right from the last government also, that they should not put a political person as a chairman in the GIDC. That is for various reasons, because their priorities are different. We want quick services, and I have been talking openly about it. The files gets lost. They have been kept in hiding for certain purposes, whatever reasons. So we asked them to put everything online. But online also, what they did, they gave it to the government organizations, which is a jail. And last couple of years we have been struggling. Even the MD who had last MD also was a IAS officer. He tried his best to improve the system, but I don't know, they are not capable of giving service. It is such a simple thing, but they are not capable. So what we said, that you appoint somebody, professional. India, we have so many. Infosys is there, many are there, even like income tax, GST service, such a complex service they have put in order. And we are seeing the benefit of that, and this is like a minuscule as far as that is concerned. And with a new government with such a majority, it should be like within 2 months they should be able to put these things in order.
Well, the expectations part I will be covering up in a later stage. Just
Yeah.
you were referring about electricity.
Yeah.
For our viewers to understand how important is this issue of electricity for a manufacturer or an industrialist, operating. Because people should know what exactly you are facing when there are power cuts.
Yeah, see, basically what was happening when this industrial estate was started in the first place, they had given the power station, substation exclusively for industries.
Right.
and the land was given by GIDC, and the substation was put exclusively for industrial estate. But subsequently, what happened? Entire power load was coming to Verna, and it was getting distributed to Vasco. Vasco substation, they started feeding from Verna. Vasco, Marmagova, Mazoda, even Fatoda, the feeding was done through this. So what happened? The older line which was there from Sheldam and Ponda, which was very weak, it was not able to take the load, and we were following up to change that to the new conductors. So during last tenure, they changed the entire conductor line from Sheldam and this. So now the load restriction is not there. They are able to draw whatever power that is required from Sheldam as well as Ponda. And now subsequently they have put a separate line also to the this Mazoda, they put a separate feeder and supplying there. Now the issue what happens is industrial feeder is combined, which was also with the Kortalim feeder, that also now they are splitting up. Now we have been asking for additional 2 transformers here. Last time because of the financial crunch, the power minister was not able to put it. I hope this time one more transformer they will be putting, and that also will be put in order. But presently we are not finding that kind of cutouts. See, when even for a few seconds the power goes, since our production is a continuous and it is like a machine, if it stops, then the entire raw material in that line gets spoiled up.
Okay.
And then you need to clean it up. Like for the injection plastic, entire material has to be cleaned up, that goes waste, plus the employees gets idle for half an hour, that machine needs to be cleaned and restarted. So what we have been telling them, you take a shutdown, planned shutdown, you don't do suddenly cuts. There was a issue, still that issue is there, shifting of power from this grade to whenever there is a shifting, there is to cut the power. But now the industry is not completing that much, and we find that the power situation is okay. Maybe the rate is higher than what is being supplied to the domestic customer. It's almost 2.5 times than what concessional rate the local people are getting. But we are happy with that part.
And what about water? Water situation was also a problem one time.
Yeah, water situation was very bad. Then thanks to Parikar ji, we had a lot of raw material, untreated water in Salawalim Dam, which has been coming by a culvert or a nala to Margao Industrial Estate. So what he did, he put a special pipeline. Within 6 months that pipeline was implemented, and he brought it to Verna Industrial Estate. We had a big space of a quarry space, where the laterite stones were removed. So that was converted into a storage tank around 30 mld, and the water was supplied to Zuari and Verna. Verna, though, because of the incompetency of IDC, it took us 2 years to lay the pipeline in the industrial estate. When we could see the water, it was not available. But that is our past now. So now we are having raw water supply as well as the PWD water. PWD water, still the supply is not complete, because we are hardly getting around 70 cubic. But we need around 10 mld water daily for the industrial estate. If you can get 1.2 mld also from the PWD, that is a drinking water, it will suffice the industrial estate.
There are many complaints that people have dug up borewell and their ground level has gone down. Is it that true?
No. See, borewell was dug up because there was no water. How the industry will work? So borewell were dug up to run the industry. But once the raw water connection came, automatically people stopped pumping water from the borewell naturally. Initially they were pumping because the rates also government had kept it high. Raw water rate was almost 25 rupees, which we fought, you remember, last 1 year. And our last Chief Minister Pramod Sawant, he reduced it and brought it to 15 rupees now. So now it is like becomes easier for them to take a raw water rather than pumping water. So naturally, if you ask WRD, the water level, ground water level of the Verna has substantially improved.
Current situation.
current situation. You can check the figures, because the water what we are getting from the raw water, which is also again goes in the soil, because garden all pharma units are using for the gardening whatever waste water that percolates in the ground,
No.
and the groundwater level water table is improved drastically.
Well, that's a good news for the villagers around, Verna Industrial Estate, because this was the
Yeah,
major
yeah.
complaint there.
And still big people used to pump water from the ground wells, and they were complaining. Now it doesn't become profitable for the tanker to fill up the
Yeah.
water, because we are giving water at 15 rupees at the doorstep
So that's a
to
good
the
point.
industry. So 150 rupees they are getting tanker full of water, and the otherwise tanker used to charge 1000 rupees.
1,000 rupees.
Yeah. So naturally that has been solved.
Well, that's a good news. Now
Yeah.
coming to the issues, Vienna Industrial Estate and other industrial estates has been highlighting certain issues that has been affecting the industry in a larger extent. What are those issues? One by one, can if you can highlight?
Yeah, first issue what we are saying is there has to be a proper ease of doing business.
Hmm.
When I talk about ease of doing business, it's not that on the paper you have put everything online. The system should work, and people see now in the age of 5G, the entrepreneur should be sitting in an office and do all his transactions.
Okay.
It is practically possible,
Very possible.
very possible, and people have learned it during the COVID also. Entire thing was from this, but this system what has been implemented are not totally functional. See, department wise also they are not geared up to use it, and the industry is also facing issues because whatever simple like payment of the water and all, once you upload the thing they should get the result. Every time you have to give a physical paper and go to IDC, tell him baba I have already put it, why it is not done. So that we are now pushing up so that you get a clear cut dashboard, how many people applied, how many are pending, so MD also knows. Suppose there are 100 applications and only 20 are cleared, what happened to those 80 applications?
This issue has been pending since when? When was the
uh,
first time you all thought that this issue required solution?
See, earlier what was happening, whenever the application, that time the physical application was done. So usually what was happening in the people, files were getting lost
Hmm.
for whatever reasons.
Lost.
Lost means people used to keep the files.
Hmm.
Only if you could go and put some paperweight on that file, the file used to move. That is known to everybody. So what we told them. So to avoid this, we put it online. Online means these people won't be able to stop it. That also they found out a way how to block it.
Like, what is the way?
What is the way means, like once you put it, it goes to one particular, suppose dealing hand. That dealing hand won't push it also further,
Okay.
and there is no way we know which place it is stuck.
Okay.
Even MD cannot know where it is stuck. So what we told them now is you make a transparent dashboard. If we made an application for suppose construction license or for the application for water connection, that license where at which stage or which dealing at it is remain, it should be highlighted.
Okay.
If it remains for more than whatever duration it is supposed to be there, 2 days or 3 days, immediately the red signal should come up, and question should go to the higher up, should question that person, so the file moves. If this transparency is brought, people will be happy to do business here.
Well, what you have pointed out is a good, fact that even what we see, a small thing like if passport can be tracked, a courier can be tracked,
Yeah.
everything can be tracked. So why not an application can?
Application can be
So
tracked.
it's a good suggestion,
Yeah.
but I think this could have been implemented so far.
So this why it didn't see, even after we putting our efforts and time, it didn't happen because I feel that the jail, who is running, who is implementing this online system, they are also violated because all the departments work is given
Online.
only to jail,
Yes.
and jail doesn't have a capability or the infrastructure or the manpower to deal with that.
Okay.
If you see the people who are employed by jail, they are like a they have been paid 10,000, 12,000. Junior programmers, they don't have a capability to see the picture as a whole. There has to be stage, there is a professional way of looking at this. So we are saying that if jail cannot do it, you employ some professional person, you float and tender, you find one or two class operation to give it, and finish the matter. It won't cost much, and we will be happy, and government also will be happy. They will get the revenue, and they will get the entire detail, how many people applies, what is the revenue.
With just click
A click of thing you can get it.
Well, this is a real good suggestion by the industry. I think it is pending from long
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
but the new industry minister should please take a look on this, because I think nowadays with artificial intelligence and the internet facility, things are moving in such a way that things can be accessed within a click of a button. So this can be
Yeah.
the one solution.
Said, and what happens, usually the bigger companies have their corporate offices in Mumbai and all.
Right.
They can operate from there online. See, now because of these hurdles, many industries I have seen for expansion, they have gone to some other states.
Like, can you name some
Like IFB, see, IFB had such a nice project of putting a refrigerator plant
here in Goa?
here in
How
Goa.
big was the plan?
They were asking for, I think, 3 lakh square meter in the 2M this 2M new industrial estate.
Yeah.
But they delayed so much. They didn't reply them properly, and Karnataka and Maharashtra government put their platter on them in front of them
Oh my God.
with whatever they want. They gave them, and the project has gone to Maharashtra.
How big was that project with regards to employment?
See, nearly 2,000, 3,000 people they would have employed.
Oh my.
Right now also IB is employing quite a few people, many people rather. Their washing machine plant is operating. Now they have started AC. So they wanted all their thing in Goa.
Goa only.
So it's unfortunate. Even Panther expansion went somewhere else. So I feel sad because we have been struggling so much, and we want investment to come in Goa, and for a simple reasons, and maybe some ego of some chairman or something, the things are getting delayed.
Sir, but in economic sense, people won't understand. So in economic sense, when we talk that this industry left Goa and got themselves accommodated somewhere else, how much roughly, how much could have been the uh, the quantum of investment that Goa lost due to this shifting of industry to other states?
See, one thing is the quantum of investment. Now, what happens when a certain big industry comes? You might have seen about 20 years back how Verna was.
Right.
When I took the plot, no industries were there when I came here,
Yeah,
because it was given only as a electronic city. If you remember,
I know. I remember
Verna electronic city.
one manufacturing.
There were only two. One was IFB,
Yeah.
and one was Crompton.
Dealing.
That
Dealing.
not dealing. Dealing also came later. That gel, who were doing that black and white TVs.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So it was given only for electronic. Then they opened it up for other clean industries. Now you have seen within a span of 15 years how the growth has happened.
Right.
So many people are benefited. Even the village, if you just move around, you can see you can physically see the growth. Now 2M also they tried to see. 2M was a backward area. Central government supported to fund that and create an industrial estate. Now that kind of push, if it had been given, even this IFB at that time they asked for certain concession in the rate. That time it was not given, but subsequently they reduced the rate. By the time this guys went away,
Okay.
now nobody is there. So I feel that government level, if something has to happen, decision has to be quick, transparent. There should not be any under table dealings. If people know, like there is a clear cut industrial policy on a paper, on a website, anywhere the investors come, they can look at it. Where is the plot available? This is the rate they will have to spend. This is a time period to get all the permission. If it is clear cut, they will certainly come here. Why they won't come?
Sir, giving a broad picture, when you look at Goa industrial situation, how you rate out of 10 where Goa is standing in terms of ease of doing
Other state.
business? Yeah, comparatively, and which state among others in that 10 ranks first 2 3?
See, I don't have to rank it. They have every year government of India is ranking the states
Yeah, so
as
since
per
the
ease of doing
yeah,
business.
yeah.
Earlier, Goa was at 19 position, 19, 1 9.
Oh, so it is not even 10.
No, and then subsequently it went to 21.
Okay.
Why it was 19? I'll tell you, because earlier the points were given based on the services which were put online or implemented, whatever suggestions were there. Now they put the systems online. They got the points and they came to 19. Then the second time what they said, you have put the services online. Second time rating was done based on the feedback from the consumers.
Okay.
When the feedback came, they dropped down to 21. So that is what I have been telling. See, you put a system online, but if it is not useful, what is the point?
So if the feedback from industry goes, then it will shift more further.
It will go upward. No, it will go upward. Now also, if you go online and just check if the ease of doing business, where is the best? Now you go to Telangana state or Gujarat. You just have to say that I want to invest. They will come running after you. You might have seen that video, which was running. That Telangana industry minister took a charter flight, went to Kerala and brought that industry there.
Definitely, yeah, I know.
Here
Some
the
Apple or something.
yeah. Now here industry come back after you and you are not giving them. And see, this place is actually Goa for anybody to come and start a business. This is very hospitable, because people are very good. There are no much of labor issues here. Climate is good, very hospitable. So people want to come and invest here. Only thing is we have to create a conducive atmosphere so that people come here and do.
That's quite
So,
sad.
so this bureaucratic hurdle should be removed. Everything should be made transparent. People will certainly come, and people would love to come here.
I hope the next government will take a note of this aspect, because if we really wants to grow, after mining and after mining tourism industry is the ranked third. But if the industries are facing such
Yeah.
atmosphere, then it might slide down to more further. We have seen what happened to mining, we have seen what happened to
Yeah.
tourism in during COVID. So we need to support the industries
Yeah,
at the
see,
moment.
now if you see the GDP, the income that government is generating after the fall of mining and tourism is very low. You have seen how much borrowings they did for last year
Yeah.
just to pay the salary. Now, if you generate a growth, better, naturally the income will come. You can't rely on the casino to build up your thing. You need to so that people also get employment. Now, suppose one of my suggestion was, see, now if a Goan entrepreneur want to start a business, there is no way he can get a plot in industrial estate,
Why?
because the conditions are such and the rate of the plot is such that it is hardly impossible. Like when I started, I was working in ACGL. I could go to GIDC and they were so cooperative. I got the plot. That's why I came to this state. I could employ some 10 15 people, give them work. Now that situation is not there. So I have been telling them, either you create a gala system. Suppose you cannot invest, you create a gala system in which you provide them space with electricity, power, all connection, so that it comes and starts the work.
Yeah.
Or he should be allowed, like smaller plots can be generated, and a Goan entrepreneur who is willing to start can be given at a concessional rate. Now if you want a 2000 square meter, you have to pay in crores. The rate now SEZ land they are auctioning.
How much is the land price now?
See, now the land is not available first of all.
Yeah.
Now whatever SEZ land they took it back, they gave it on auction. Now auction the rate is 5000 minimum. 5000 minimum for the means 2000 square meter plot like mine. If I want to start a bus bodybuilding, I have to shell out 1 crore.
That
Only
5,000 is the legal amount.
legal amount. Plus there will be a auction, no? So the rate will increase if somebody bids.
Yeah, for my own information, I wanted to know. I heard 3,000 or something was the rate.
So basic rate for in Verna other than SEZ non-auction is 2,640, which was to be advertised and given.
That plots are not there.
That plots are there, some plot, but there were a lot of, they were tagging additional amount for giving those plots. We try to put a system, manage it becomes a clean, but that was taking lot of time. So what my thing is, you fix up a rate, whatever rate, and make a system in such a way transparent that people get immediately. Plot with no, not to run around with this minister, that minister, chairman, and all this thing. So the things also will start working out.
So that is why the industries wants a professional appointed as a chairman.
As a chairman.
This is one of the reasons.
Yeah, because see, even see when the earlier chairmans were there, every small things the chairman should not interfere. No, all files should not go to him. Now that is what one of the point I mentioned. Even for getting the connections or anything, or for that matter, conversion of land, all this file you might have heard. Files goes to minister. Why the regular work file should go to the minister? Minister are to do the like a policy decision. Whatever laws needs to be changed at that time, they should be involved. Once the system is set, the SOP is done, whoever is genuine by system, by paying fee, you should get services. The file should not be referred to ministers.
So all these points, what you have mentioned, this 2 page with 6 points, you have given it to the government this time, or you are expecting it to give?
See, now I have given. I have last time also I had given. Now once the government is formed, I will give it to the chief minister. I will give copy to the governor also, and I will send a copy this time to PMO also.
Achha.
Okay.
So you want to tag PMO, keep him on the loop.
Also in the loop, because I wish that this time, since they have got a good majority, they should be able to deliver and make a difference and show the difference, so that next time they get elected on what they show.
That's true.
Yeah.
When we look at other things, like you said, public transport, hostel facilities, employment generation. What are those points you have highlighted? What are those with regards?
See, basically what I am saying is industry is employing various types of people, in which there are certain jobs which are B class jobs. So urban population is not interested in that kind of job. So there are a lot of migrant influx here. But within the state, we have certain places like talukas like Sangem, Walpai and all, where people doesn't have a job.
They want to work.
They want to work, and they don't get that much daily income there. If you provide a hostel facility for them in the industrial estate and provide a public transport point to point, these people can be used in industries. You can create employment for them, so that life also can be uplifted. See, maybe see, it's a simple thing. Like suppose some farmer is there. So farming job is for maybe 3 or 4 months. Rest 6 months he can come here and work.
Point to point transport facility.
Point to point transport, and if there is a facility for them to stay, if they come on Monday and go back on Friday, 4 5 days they can work in industry and go.
And they remain in hostel for those days.
Those days.
Any example to set that this state these kind of hostel facilities are there?
Many states they have done in the industrial estate. See, if you see last year, Prime Minister also had come up with a scheme, in which that was just after the COVID, because migrant people were helter shelter.
Okay, yeah.
So that time he came up with a scheme, and he told all state governments, wherever you have a public property like buildings and which are vacant, you convert them into a hostel spaces for migrant. Now here I am talking about migrant as well as the people from other talukas which is far away. They can come and utilize that.
Mhm.
See, if we don't have a ready buildings of government, then maybe we can take a land from Kumudad, develop it as next to the industrial estate as a hostel. It can be given on a PPP basis. The government also need not invest in that. You give some concession for them for building, and it can become a profitable also.
Oh, right.
See, right now what is happening? These people go and some illegally they occupy some room in the neighboring villages, and that the fabric of cultural fabric also get damaged. If you keep them separately in a well ventilated good place with a proper food medical facility, the migrant people also will get a decent life to stay. Their output also will grow, and our own people from the surrounding talukas also can come and work if they get that facility.
Well, there are other complaints from the locals that industry always employ outsiders in the industry. Locals are not given priority. Is it really true?
See, that also many earlier time, like a couple of years back, people were complaining about that. Then we said, see, if you want any employment to be done, then industry works on a certain principle. It's not like a government. You get a job, you sit and take a salary. We have certain commitments. We have certain timelines. So what we had observed is like whenever the local was coming for employment, and whenever any feast was there, any birthday was there, you will simply won't come.
Hmm.
Then if you talk anything more to him, he will say he give reference of my this MLA that MLA. He has put given me job. So we told them, see, you refer us, we will interview them. If they are capable of working, we will employ. Go to any industry, even now, there are a lot of local people who are working here. But what we found is at a lower level, there are not much local. That's what I mentioned.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the urban population would not like to work, or jobs in the industry. But certainly the backward talukas people can come here and do those jobs like gardening, for housekeeping. For such people, only the migrant people are coming here.
So, well, the new transport minister should also look into this aspect, because if there is a point-to-point connectivity, it is going to benefit those who are living in those rural areas of the Goa, and it will also benefit the industries as well.
Yeah.
So it will is a win-win situation. So this aspect needs to be looked after.
Yeah, look at.
Any other points that you thought that this new government should think of very seriously? You have mentioned about SOPs and
Yeah, I mentioned.
non-political.
Yeah, so what one thing which I mentioned earlier also, we should encourage local people to start entrepreneur, to make them more entrepreneurial, so that even if one person starts his own business, he can employ 2 3 people.
I think there are schemes available with the Goa government.
There are schemes available.
Financial schemes.
Financial schemes are there. The schemes are like that. You give them 20 lakhs, but there is no place. What he will do with that's proper guidance is required.
Right.
Or he should be guided till first 5 years. Earlier what was happening, they were giving income tax benefit, sale tax benefit for the new people. Like certain states have given made that also possible. They say that you don't need to take any permission for 5 years. You start your business, and then once you grow, and then after 5 years you regularize your thing. That is what they have been telling. So this is what we have been saying.
Any other point which you think that the new government should seriously look into, besides these 6 points what you have mentioned?
Besides these 6 points, see, these are basically I have been talking more about electricity, power, and all. So there are other regulation which industry also needs to follow up, like factories and boiler, like pollution control. Now here also there are a lot of hurdles. Pollution control feels also renewal. They have increased absorbently. These small things also affects the industries.
Okay.
Factories and boilers also put on lot of condition. They ask them to do certain audits and all every year. So this needs to be simplified. Fire department asks them to put 5 mld tank and all the system. So small unit, it becomes nearly impossible to start a business and comply to all these conditions. So new entrepreneur first only get scared about this.
Okay.
So at least for the micro and small industries, government should work out, common, maybe they can start a common firefighting space, so that individually people need not invest. Give certain concessions for the pollution, make a common effluent treatment plant for a cluster of a small unit. Such schemes can be worked out. So really some thought has to go in how to improve the industrial situation.
Well, the challenges are more. For our viewers, I'll just read it at one shot. The industries have release a new press release today with mentioning industries expectation from the new government. The points are ease of doing business, appointment of chairman for corporation, but and that to be professional, not any particular political chairman appointee. Standard operating procedures should be streamlined. Employment generation, on that aspects also there is some expectation. Public transport and hostel facility, which he has mentioned only, and regulatory compliance and inspection. This regulatory compliance and inspection, does it creates too much hurdles?
Too much hurdle means, see, compliance is like every year you ask them to do one more additional compliances, and it costs. When they fix up a certain consultant who can give this thing, they are charging 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh to give this compliances. They'll come for half day with a small fan, check the ventilation and give you certificate, and take 1.5 lakh from you. So this contributes to the industry going up, moving out.
So it's a loss to the industry and a profit to the person.
Yeah, profit to the person, or they may be having a share. That's why they are putting this cartel system.
Another aspect, sir, I have attended one of your meeting AGM, wherein it was discussed that now industry don't have much of land, prime land, so it should now move vertically. So what happened to that plan?
No, that
FAR in
no,
terms of
FAR has been changed.
Hmm.
So earlier in industrial FAR was 1, which has been increased to 1.5, and 2 for the IT industry. See, because certain industry cannot go upwards, they have to be on the ground floor only, heavy industries and all. Only IT industries can go upward.
right.
So for IT also industry, we don't have a ready-made buildings wherein they can plug in and start their businesses. That is one of the demand from IT association also.
Hmm.
They have been also asking. There have been various demands from other associations like IT, construction people. Construction people also have lot of issues. You should go and talk to them also. Nilesh Salkar, he will also tell. So we limit ourselves to the manufacturing industry and all the industrial estates and all the industry in Goa.
One before I wind up, one aspect which last time you had raised about road condition, I expect that is improved.
No, that is also not improved.
It's quite
See
long
now,
time.
if you go to Kundai, they have now given a threatening thing. Last time they had all workers had come on the street as a
Yeah,
strike.
yeah. I had even we had telecasted the news.
Yeah, and that person in IDC has been telling that we are not paying lease rent, that's why roads are not improved. See, such a statement these foolish people are giving. I told MD, you see, you tell me which industry has not paid. Even electricity bills, if you see all around Goa, no industrial estate bills, you ask power minister also who is paying the electricity promptly. It will be industry. Though the rates are higher, the prompt payment will be from the industry. And this road condition is so pathetic. and people are struggling to go inside. So you see the outside, no? When we, that is still not improved when I gave that statement. Then the code of conduct came. They advertised, see, 10 crore was kept for the infrastructure, was allotted in the budget to IDC. After we struggling, only 5 crore is released. That note is still pending. I hope that 5 crore before March and they give to IDC so that all these road conditions can be improved.
Sir, earlier you had, industry has a complaint, connectivity. Now port connectivity, to some extent, has been improved with the new bridge.
Port, see, but port connectivity is improved. Now they are, that is one more major issue now. See, all the importers and exporters in Goa, there was a feeder service which was, I don't know if you know, it was coming from Colombo, Cochin, Goa, and to container service,
Yeah, I know.
feeder service, which stopped because MPT was not. Then we
Crane. They have some issue with the crane. I had asked the
they
chairman.
don't have the crane. They have one movable crane which is always under breakdown. So we made the shipping minister. I told Shripad Bhai. I gave a presentation to our road transport Gadkari ji also. So what happened now? Then we convinced some other feeder service to start. Unfortunately, that feeder service also has been closed from 10th now, 2 days back, because of the same reason. Because it doesn't become profitable for them to keep the bring the ship here
Kept it idle.
idle for 2-3 days. See what they are saying. Last time the ship came, there were two ships. They are saying to take that ship out, you pay 15 lakhs. From where they'll get it? Then I talked to industry secretary and somehow they manage. But this cannot go on, no. So what we said that you put a gantry cranes too and keep at least 2 berths for the industry, for the container service, because so many pharma units and all are there. If you make a infrastructure proper at the port, all these people also will start using the facility.
Well, sir, there is some sort of confusion. I remember talking to the MPT deputy chairman last week itself, wherein he had given a presentation about the future prospects of MPT, and he was very much confident that MPT wants to grow. MPT wants to increase his cargo handling, clean cargo. So pharma is a clean cargo, but they were saying that pharma feels the Mumbai port is much feasible for them and not Goa port. So
Because it's very natural, no. See, they are producing one industry is producing 5 containers worth export in a day. They can't wait for 15 days to transship their shipment. This becomes easier for them, no. By road, within 5 days the ship goes.
okay.
See what they see. It is like chicken first or egg first situation. What MPT is saying, you assure me this much cargo, I will improve the facility.
Okay.
It is not possible. You improve the facility, give the service, then the things will come.
It's like giving a land and telling them to generate the revenue first, and then I will provide you
How
the
it is
facility.
possible? See, you cannot get the containers and park it there where there is no ship. So right now also, now they are planning to start the feed, only the feeder service between Marma Goa and JNPT. That hardly 70 containers will go. In that 70 containers, this pharma and all cannot be accommodated. You have to plan in future if you want to use this port for a cleaner thing. I feel that they want to use it only for coal or that kind of thing. You have seen 2 ports, 2 berths they were given to Adani, 2 berths they are given to JSW. Both the all 4 are being used for coal handling. Only 2 ports, last 2 berths which are idle, in which everything happens.
10 and 11.
10 and 11. In that everything happens. So when the container comes, there is no separate slot for container. If you make even weekly, if you make 2 ships available, all this cargo can go from here. We can ensure that.
Well, this is also a clear-cut message to MPT that confusion will actually is
Yeah,
from their side. They, if they want to grow, their industries are ready to help them.
yeah.
Only thing is they have to have the facility to handle their cargo first.
We brought even the pharma president on board last time.
Hmm.
We went and met Mr. Kullar. We went and met Sripad Babu also. He said that from the central fund they will give some money to MPT to put those cranes.
Hmm.
They are talking. They are saying that sanction is come, but I don't know when the tender will be done and the cranes will come.
So basically, MPT is also acting like a government kind of a job.
Government only see for them what happens. When I don't know whether you were there when Gadkari ji came
Yeah.
and the same issue was raised in Taj.
No, I was there. I was there.
Yeah, the MPT
MPA now. Sorry, I also.
MPA vice chairman came and said that we don't have money.
Yeah.
This is the way he should talk in front of a cabinet minister, and that too in front of the industry.
Well, sir, I myself I am from Vasco, so I know that they have ample of land which are left vacant, unutilized, prime lands,
Yeah.
and they are not doing anything, and so it's a ball of
Yeah.
passing game, passing blame game.
Yeah, something they have to work out if they want a container service.
Okay, this is with regards to that import connectivity. The other connectivity on the right, the Lotley connectivity,
That has started.
is it helping the industry anyway?
It is not helping directly industry, but because of that we are there is a nuisance value also for the industry because the entire now the transport is going moving from here.
Hmm.
There are no subways. Two subways were planned for the industry movement, cross movement. That also they deleted, and now on our money we have to install these 5 signals.
I
So
think this has been installed by industry.
by the industrial estates, by the association, Verna Association has contributed and put this 5 signal so that we don't want our people to die.
So one request from our side, we had done a story on this new
Yeah.
highway, and what we had seen that even there are no bus shelters.
Yeah.
It rains are very fast approaching. People are currently sitting on a on those footpath and all. So there should be something for them
You
also.
might have seen that the entrance we made a nice shade for the pilots and the people. We have given even a small cabin for the Kadamba bus for ticketing. Now we have also fitted the cameras under CSR in all these signal points so that the flow and all can be checked by the police. So wherever possible, industry is contributing to maintain even the central median, the flowering and all
Yeah.
that is been done by the industry only.
No, but what is the it's a simple but very important request that there should be a bus stop, because if you travel on this road, you won't especially during evening and morning hours, you will find people sitting either on the footpath. It's a risk to them also, or they are standing. So after a day work or a shift work, they are also human being, they are tired, but they have no place even to sit. So that arrangement is somewhere missing.
Yeah, yeah. So I will look into do it, and I'll talk to our president also of BIA. We'll see into it. I have not noticed where all this.
Wherever these junctions are there, you will find these people sitting. If you travel tomorrow itself, Sunday,
Yeah.
if we had traveled on Sunday and we had seen it, especially during evening hours, you will find 3:34 to 5:36. Lot of people standing for the buses, and without any shelter facility. The main issue is not now. The issue will start in the month of June. So that should be.
Yeah, we can certainly take up that. I'll look into that because I was also thinking of providing the water points at this place. There is no drinking water points,
That would
and
be a
even
great-
Pentair has agreed to give their RO system.
That's a great news. So
Yeah.
industry overall, if you see, industries are always with the people, with the government. They always have a high expectation. Last term, due to some issues or reasons, their expectations could not be met in toto, but
Yeah.
some expectations were
Yeah,
fulfilled.
certainly.
So this time they have high hopes from the new government formed, which will be formed by the BJP, and I hope that we won't be having any issues to be asked,
Yeah.
at least from the industry side. Sir, any closing statement with this?
That's what I have maybe 1 year left as a GSIA president. So before I step down, I want to see that all these issues are sorted out by this government, so that and a closing note, I can praise wholeheartedly, saying that BJP government has done this thing to the industry and we are satisfied. Like how I mentioned about the electricity.
So, well, there is a hope, and they are expecting many changes and many miracles to happen. We hope the industries next time will not have certain issues, but they will be, happily enjoying the benefits, from the government. As mentioned by GSI president, that Goa has almost everything that can attract the new industries. New industries can accommodate themselves in a very efficient manner, and if this all happens, the ranking which Goa has at 21 number, I expect that 21 number may come under 10.
Yes, yes, sure. Only one correction I want to do in your statement is I don't expect miracle. This is not a miracle. This is very much possible for them to
No,
do it.
because even the road could not happen, so I thought it should be a miracle now.
No, no, it's very much possible for various reasons. Maybe they have different priorities, and the industry may be the last priority. But if they take, see, government is very efficient where they can act. I have seen how efficient they are. If they take it on them to resolve this can be resolved immediately.
So that is what is
Yeah.
expected by the industries. We hope their all wishes come true, and we wish all the best to the even to the new government. Thank you very much. तुम्ही पोयत राहा गोवा न्यूज नाव.
Thank you.